Everybody, welcome back to What Elon Said. Today is May 26th. It's a Thursday, and today we have Elon's commentary about Tesla potentially becoming the most valuable company in the world. We've got his posts about a successful SpaceX flight, most recent one, and then we've got something about Elon's emotions, and he's feeling sad. So let's dive right into it and see where we left off yesterday. This is from Doge Designer, saying that Elon Musk's deepfake video promoting a new cryptocurrency scam is going viral. And Elon just says, "Yikes, definitely not me." And this is like a 30-minute or 30-second clip of like a dubbed Elon type voice talking about a cryptocurrency where you like, I don't know. It's like a send me 2 Bitcoins and I'll send you one deal.
Yeah. I mean, there's elaborate, just the amount of effort that goes into these things is amazing now. It's a dangerous world out there.
It's nuts. And I wonder if he was saying yikes, like yikes that this is happening, or yikes that's just a really bad deep fake.
I think yikes, I can't believe this is happening. It's my bet, but who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, be on the lookout, folks. Not good there. You may have trouble reading this one on the screen.
Yes,
it's a little bit small, but just a little fun note here that Tesla owner Silicon Valley posted Iron Man was actually inspired off the life of Elon Musk. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think Iron Man was created before Elon hit the scene.
A couple of years.
Yeah. But Elon did note here, it's got a picture of Elon with Iron Man in the background, and Elon said that the Iron Man statue was given to SpaceX because part of Iron Man 2 was filmed in the rocket factory. Pretty good there.
It is pretty good.
Did not know that. But a lot up on the screen here. You want to take this one? What do you think about this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
saw this one.
Been able to
actually, if you could take this, yes, you take the lead here, Kevin.
All right. Well, so this was a conversation yesterday between Holmars, and then there were some other folks jumping into, of course, as it's Twitter. But Holmars posted saying, without Elon, there wouldn't even be a Tesla. And he said it's a major eye roll as shareholders hating on the guy who made them rich just because the market is having a downturn. He told you that the stock price was too high. He told you a recession was coming. Why do you ignore and then get mad at him? LOL. And Elon responds to this and says, "Indeed, I did say that. However, I also think that Tesla has the potential to be the most valuable company ever. And when Tesla's market cap making sustainable energy products exceeds that of Aramco producing fossil fuels, you know the future will be good for Earth."
Yeah. I mean, a very bold statement. I haven't seen him say this too much, where he does believe the valuation of the company would go that high. Usually he steers clear of that. But his basis of it being more valuable now is really the market being, speculative on Tesla, and it was driven up. But then again, we believe also that the value that the company will add, the amount of earnings from its multiple divisions, sort of like a GE company more than a car company, that it will a conglomerate, I should say. It will explode. I mean, totally agree with him. I just think his example of the current moment is not applicable.
Well, the trajectory looks good. And, he, I think, does believe, he said it before, that Tesla can become the most valuable company in the world. In fact, a lot of his CEO compensation is based on the growth of the organization and the market cap, right? Maybe not to the number one spot, but moving it significantly.
Yes.
But I think, his point is saying that that would make for a good future. And I think he's just he's expressing some frustration as well that, this is the world we live in, where the company with the highest market cap is fossil fuel
in a dictatorship. Yes.
Not to mention, he also liked this other tweet here that Teslas just make you smile. This has a value far greater than the material. It is the future.
It's true. Yeah. That's right. And optimistic future.
Yep.
Yeah. So here we have
Some
no
political
one.
swirling here.
Oh yes, I saw. So this will. I mean, I don't know why Elon's getting involved with this, but this is about the some like paying people off for the election. I actually tell you the truth, probably the only person who doesn't know this story. I have no clue any
I'm
details
right
about
there
this
with you,
story.
actually, but I don't live in the U.S. anymore, so I
Yeah.
got an excuse.
I know this
Yeah.
is back to the 2016 election somehow. But he agrees with what they said, which it was all sort of a I don't know. It was all like shady stuff. So I've no idea. It's hard to have commentary on this
Yeah,
without
I agree.
my
But
guessing.
Elon's just chiming in here saying exactly, and I think Elon pursues the truth, and this has some conversation about that on a specific topic that
But
it's obvious you and I know nothing about. So
yes, it is not the why we went into this business of Tesla reporting. Yes.
yeah,
Uh,
and sticking on that line, this one I have no idea how to chime in either.
yes, this is a discussing the amount of storage that a DNA takes, and it compares it at first for Massimo how much storage it takes per virus and per then human, and then Elon elaborated that we could store all humanity because the difference between one human and the next is so small on the genome level. You can store the base level, and just the difference between each person separately as a little teeny bit of storage. And
Okay.
then it would be a fairly small data storage system that you would need for all human DNA. I don't know why we need this or what the future is. He knows this much better than I do, but interesting to know, I guess, that all humanity can be stored on a small data storage system. That's how insignificant we are.
Okay. Well, maybe some
Yes.
insight into how Elon's brain works and what he's thinking about. Maybe
Yeah,
he's thinking about firing that off over to Mars
that's
and
right.
then
Hey, it's like a
recreating
human.
population there.
I don't know if you've heard of the seed pop project, where all the seeds from all the plant and species are being stored in the world in case they go extinct. At least we'll have
Yeah.
these seeds to replant them in the future. Maybe it's like humanity as well. We'll replant humanity.
Replant humans.
Replant
Hey, we
humans.
have the instructions. We have
That's
the
right.
code for them. So just
Yes, or we
recreate
can clone ourselves from the data in the
them.
future once our head is frozen. It'd be interesting. So, but I like how Elon always has a thoughtful comment on any subject. It's just very whether it's conspiracy theories of political regimes or storing DNA.
Yeah. I mean, you don't hear him comment too often on sports, but
that is true. That is true. You got a point
but
there.
if it has to do with like DNA storage size,
yes,
you can add a little bit. Or Elden Ring. So
or Elden
next
Ring.
topic here.
Yes.
This is just more of his screenshots of his character status in Elden Ring. Boy, we're 3 for 3, 0 for 3 here on the last 3 topics. Well, you knew about DNA, but
a little, but the Elden Ring. This is to bring sports into this. This is a little too inside baseball for us.
yeah, this is his sport. This is his.
This is his
sports statistics here. Elden
his,
Ring character.
This is like the baseball comparison of dexterity, strength, and
yeah. So pretty cool for anyone who knows what these mean. There you go. They're up on the screen.
I guess this is impressive. Yes. Now I don't know if this was a political comment or it's just I saw a lot of Rick Ashley memes going around yesterday. I didn't know what the whole Rick Ashley thing. I didn't have time to delve in, unfortunately. On this show, I should have, but I don't know if he was saying Rick Ashley also don't tilt your phone to the left in terms of politics. I don't know. I don't know.
Who? Rick Ashley?
I think that's Rick Ashley. There were a lot of Rick Ashley themes going around yesterday.
Really?
Like everyone's posting them like crazy. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
That's not the Rick roll, is it?
Yes.
It is? Oh boy.
Yes.
The cat. So I got Rick rolled with this, man.
Yes.
I don't know. I like to say that was before my time. I guess maybe I was just really
political
young.
comments and all these like funny things.
I don't know, man. I mean, I know there's been a lot of political commentary, and
no, they put him into
like
a political
you and I
ad.
want to read into everything that Elon puts out there.
Yeah, I mean, his stuff wasn't yesterday, not political, but when he said to the left, I didn't know if that was in the line. I don't
I
think.
know. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like we like to look deep into some of the things that he says, and I think sometimes it's just like a stupid meme that he just
yeah,
rickrolled us.
I know. It's funny.
Okay, well, I just thought, all right, it's a interesting looking guy, but
Yeah,
it took me a
it's
minute
funny.
though, of course, because
Yeah,
every time you turn your phone and it flips it, so
yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky.
it was tricky. Yeah.
Well, back to the
All
real
right, let's
world.
get on to business here. SpaceX posted Falcon 9's first stage has landed on landing zone 1. This one was on land, not even on the drone ship there.
Yes, I
So the
wonder why.
22nd launch and landing of 2022, and man, these videos are just getting smoother and like clearer with every
Yeah,
one. And
and one, it's um amazing that we're able to see that whole thing. I wonder why they land on land sometimes versus the ocean. It must be, is it a different location? I don't know. I don't know.
maybe
I don't know.
maybe they're just, I don't know, testing, making sure that it still can land
Yeah,
anywhere. I don't know.
but it is routine now. It's amazing. And
Very
this one
routine.
was a more. These are always the more interesting launches. It's rather than just for Starlink. This was in ways one of the purposes of SpaceX. They're able to bring out a whole load of just different satellites for companies that could never afford it in the past. So they're
Mhm.
bringing up all these little small experiments and satellites that are just a hodgepodge of companies just transporting it up. This is where it is literally a cargo ship, and it's amazing. Like without
Yeah.
Starlink, SpaceX, this never would have happened in the past.
Yeah, we're gonna see a picture here coming up that he liked, which had humans next to this booster for scale, and I was like blown away by how big this booster is. I mean, I know we look at a lot of pictures of Starship, but it just, when you compare a Falcon next to a Starship, it's like minuscule, and so I don't know, it's still just ridiculous how big they are. But yeah, Elon says all satellites deployed successfully. Thanks for flying SpaceX.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of on the topic of space.
Yes. Yes. We had Tim Urban contemplating that the gradients that could be out there, just a thought experiment that there could be aliens that are smarter than us, but less advanced, sort of the way we were several thousand years ago, but the same intelligence is now. Also, there could be super advanced aliens that are incredibly stupid, kind of like the Vogons in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And someone then Shibatoshi Nakamoto said, I can't imagine they're a very smart species. We're a very smart species. We got to be at the bottom. And then Elon said, we can't be one of those lame one planet civilizations.
Do
Got to
not
get
want to
out there.
do not want to end up that way.
No.
Mm-mm. I don't know, do you gosh, man, I think a lot about this idea of his. I mean, this is really like the foundational idea of Elon's is to make life multiplanetary.
Yes.
But it's broader than that. I mean, he has reasons for it. The two main reasons are, right, to prevent the great filter if we can,
Yep.
but also just to make the future exciting. But I
Yeah.
like, whew, man, I just,
Aspirational.
yeah, it really is aspirational and inspirational when you think about it. And he's just trying to, like, it's like we talked about yesterday, that Liv Bory post. You have to move at such extreme urgency. Like, we are so limited in the giant scope of humanity in our personal time here. And if you
Yeah.
really want to accomplish things, and he has grand visions of what he wants to accomplish, you better work your ass off and move as fast as you can to make this happen. I think that's what a lot of people get turned off by Elon about that.
Yeah. But he's right. I mean, is there, like, rather than just like stuck in this nonsense all the time,
Yeah,
he is like, what are we waiting for? Let's start human civilization. This is not the start. Once we're two planets, that's the beginning. Let's
that's
get
right.
to step one.
Yeah,
And that everything everyday astronaut video interview he did about a year ago was just so enlightening. Like, he showed and talked about how every day is crisis mode. Like every day is huge urgency. It's not like they get near to something and they start. It's like every day is crisis mode, and
Right.
they're just pushing and pushing because they realize time is against their side. The time is not on their side.
Yeah.
So it's
And
it is interesting.
and
And
I
if
think a
others
lot of
have acted the
people
same way,
probably think that his vision stops at Mars, but it doesn't. I mean, that's just the first step, you know, of
yeah.
getting out
And
of
he
the
realized
cradle.
absolutely, and he realizes this is a century's effort,
Yeah.
and he has said, I will not see the end of this vision, no way. But just pushing us there that's the first step, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's a journey, but it's going to take more than just him. But he's enabling others to do it. I think his is the crucial step, that he's enabling us to get there, and then everyone else will develop it based on his technology, and also just do stuff with once he can get stuff out there.
Hmm.
It's one of the most, it's the most amazing story of our age, and it's really
Yeah.
not discussed enough. Now
No, I
this stuff's
agree.
not even covered.
Need to watch the Return to Space special. I don't know.
Yes.
There's so much Elon content. That one slipped by because I don't watch a lot of Netflix, but I need to get to it.
Yeah.
I know
Gotta
that
get
really
on
focuses on that topic. What do you know about this one? Know
it.
anything
So
about it?
this was a crucial test for Starliner. This is part of NASA and Boeing's multi-year, almost 2 decade and a half effort to do what SpaceX is doing now in a way.
Mm.
But this is the alternative to SpaceX to bring humans back to the space station, and also setting the stage for setting up a space station around moon and landing on the moon going forward. So this test has failed multiple times over the last 2 years. Finally, there was the robotic test, unmanned flight up to the space station, and it stayed there. Everything went fine. They had 2 rocket booster problems once they were up there, but they adjusted and came back successfully. So this is a big turning point for the space program. Now really, because they did this, the way is cleared for significant space exploration. SpaceX was dependent on this. Everyone is dependent on this. So now that it's in place, our next era can start.
Wow. Didn't realize it was that important. I thought
And
he
the
was just
rocket is
giving a congrats there.
Yeah, the rockets for this thing was enormous. So
Wow.
just watch the takeoff. It was crazy. Yeah, it's big. This was a big one. Again, hardly covered.
Big news slid into the middle here. Yeah, not much coverage, like you said.
Yeah.
Next up, we just have a couple pictures that Elon liked of Falcon Rockets. There's one there. There's the one I was referring to earlier with the humans at the bottom there. Like you said, it's like a skyscraper flying
It
through the
is.
air and landing.
It is so insane how big it is. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And they
You
won't.
like this? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just blown away how they can land it that accurately.
I know.
But
And then there's just great footage like this here that Michael Sheets posted and Elon liked. Nearly uninterrupted time lapse view of booster returning to Earth. It's just it really the footage is just getting clearer and less choppy. It's awesome.
oh yeah,
And then some more pictures here. So this one's related to SpaceX with Starlink, but this I don't know who Aaron Cash is, but he posted that he canceled Cox Internet today thanks to Starlink, and now they're desperate to get me back. It felt like breaking up and getting out of a bad relationship. And then he posts the text that Cox sent, like, "Hey, look, we can renegotiate this discount. Like, just call me, come back." And Elon got a kick out of this.
yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's I think Starlink would be more expensive than that but he switched, and I guess as the price goes down over time, this will happen more and more.
Well, he comments on that, and we've got another post here saying that Starlink might not be the best service for every person, but the fact that internet providers no longer have a monopoly, they'll be forced to accommodate and be nice / more competitive for customers.
Yep,
And Elon says, absolutely, with competition, the consumer is the winner.
that's right.
And then also added, there's some good Cox jokes.
Yes.
Um, all right, we got Slashdot here.
Yeah, here we have the SEC basically that they're weighing down and cracking down on phony environmental. There's environment. It was the ESCs,
ESG.
environmental
Yeah.
ESG, that they're pushing down and not a lot of nonsense there, which Elon has railed against in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And he said good, so he thinks that they should crack down on that. It's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I didn't go to this link and read the content. It, my understanding of Slashdot is that it's like civilian news posts.
No,
Basically?
Slashdot's a tech news journal. It's like a Silicon Valley company updates. Used to be big back in the day, and all this upstarts for the internet startups.
All right, so mostly tech focused.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see what this one is. This was Stephen Mark Ryan about Twitter. Not a whole lot of Twitter news lately.
Yeah, this one was about, he was talking about how they're asking for his birthday, and it shouldn't be there. He could lie, but it's just they're using his information. This is just sort of, he's railing against Twitter using his information. Elon said if Twitter was not truthful here on how they used it, I'm not sure how they used it. What else is not true? This is very concerning. So Elon's sort of trying to build the psychological case, like Twitter's information is not trustworthy about the less than 5% spam back to that. Mm-hmm. He's like, what else are they not trustworthy with? So, but this is a complaint against how they're using someone's data. And then it was suggested, I don't know if you have it here, but someone suggested, well, Twitter should really charge a subscription rather than the ad model, so they don't have to collect your data. And Elon said,
right.
totally agree.
That's right.
Agreed
that's
with
right.
It.
Yep. Yeah, so there's been a lot of commentary out there about whether Elon is making all these arguments about the fake bot accounts to try and back out of the Twitter deal.
Yes.
I don't have that take necessarily. I mean, it does present evidence on his side if he were to go that direction. I think it's more about him. I think it's more him unveiling or pulling back the curtain on Twitter a little bit and pushing on the current leadership. It's like saying, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is happening here? This is like termites in the house. This is really worse than I thought that it was.
Yes. It's and even if it fails, it'll unveil everything. It will see, if his takeover fails, then at least the pressure will be on Twitter to improve. There'll be people railing against it for a long time.
And then he did comment again, noting that if I were to own Twitter, I'd be focused on the middle 80%, and the far left and the right would both be equally unhappy.
Yes.
Getting into fun stuff here. Yeah,
this is again, video games and comedy seem to be his outside sports rather than sports. And he sat down with the new Ricky Gervais special on Netflix. I haven't had a chance to catch it yet, but he thought it was a great show.
Yep. And coming back to population, his commentary on the population decline. He just said that South Korea and Hong Kong are experiencing the fastest collapse. If birth rates remain unchanged, South Korea will be about 6% less of its current population, or 6% of its current population in 3 generations, with majority of people over 60. And then Dusty Green responded here and said, what about the uneven distribution of where humans live? And put a cool graphic here showing whereabouts people are, where the dense populations are throughout the world. And Elon added here, humans are absurdly concentrated on a tiny percentage of Earth's surface. That's why people in cities think Earth is full of people when in fact it is basically empty.
I don't
That's
know if it's basically empty. Look at Africa.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it looks like generally about half. We're pretty much populating half right now, and my guess is that half is the most comfortable places to live
Yeah,
in
I would
human
think so.
terms.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
so unless you
But
want to
we're
go
not
live
every
in
inch of the.
Siberia or something,
That's right. I guess his argument is that we're not every inch of the earth, but
yeah,
we sort of are.
we're yeah. Things do feel overpopulated, but it's because you're in an urban area.
Yes. Um, what do we have here? We go, Illinois. This is become a new
Oh, I
popular
got you again.
person.
Now you
Oh yeah,
you get to read the difficult names.
yeah. Illinois Muscamoto. Here we go. We all have been asking Elon Musk on Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, Doge, but we are missing that he is a human being, and we have to ask him about his personal feelings as well. How do you feel, Elon? Do you feel lonely, happy, sad, regretful, disappointed, or anything? And then Elon actually said, I'm a bit sad, to be honest.
Mm.
So, little insight. Elon's not feeling his best lately with everything that's going on. It's been
Yeah,
dumped on a little.
I'm not sure if it's related to this next one, but it could be.
That's true.
Yeah, so this was his thoughts on assault rifles. He said assault rifles should, at a minimum, require a special permit where the recipient is extremely well vetted, in my opinion. So there you go. He chimed in on the topic of the day. Very sad
Yeah.
news. And I would guess
But
that that's
his
playing a part in his sadness to some extent. But
but he gave
chimed in.
everyone wants to know if he's like ultra Republican now, and never thought he was.
Mhm.
Most countries in the world have put in this what he's saying right here over the last in the late 90s for most of them after they had similar tragedies, and the US has never put that in. They have not had repeats, and we have without it in there. So I don't know, maybe it won't stop it, but there's definitely something to say that an assault rifle should
Yeah.
have some restrictions.
Yeah. I'm in a different position now looking from abroad, and my thoughts have yeah, that's influencing my thoughts pretty significantly on the topic. But
Oh,
not
interesting.
for this podcast, but
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
just good to hear Elon's thoughts on it, I guess, and
Yeah,
that
that's
he's
right.
suggesting some more
Some
controls.
changes. That's
Yeah.
right.
All right. Here's a cryptic like, just a nice eyeball. We'll move on from that.
Yes, very non-dilated. uh,
Yes. It's quite sensual, but
yes.
yeah, some light hitting an eyeball from Arcolect.
Yeah.
Arcolect's always a good follow for just like
Just cool things.
yeah, cool pictures, get you thinking. And last but not least, some Tesla news.
Yeah. So there, but another police force buying 3 Model Ys. I didn't read this to be honest, but in every other article on this I've read in the past, they all cite that the cost of maintenance is much lower
Yeah.
for these vehicles, and that's why they're all purchasing them.
Yep. So probably a sign for the future.
This looks like a futuristic car. Like the
It
lights
looks like
are
a Judge Dredd type
Yeah,
vehicle.
that really does. It's
I like it though.
Menlo Park, tough area. They don't fool around.
Yeah, yeah. But also, when you think about a cop car, right? What's a cop car doing all day except for like perusing around, making a presence and addressing calls and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
they're running, their car is running the entire shift. I can't imagine that they turn it off unless they turn it off to go in and get something to eat or take a break or something.
That's right.
But even if they're going to sit somewhere and listen to calls coming through on the radio, the car's going to be on.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great idea. Have
That's
an
right.
electric car that can
Why
keep
not?
up with some sort of crook driving fast.
That's right. We'll see if they're everywhere eventually. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
That's it for today.
that's it. Wow.
I think that's all
Good
we
show.
got. Yeah. So
No.
Thursday, May 26th. If you like the episode today, give us a like and subscribe because we will do this every day. Back again tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
All right. Bye now.